Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Occupy the White House. Obama says that he will be making use of the Occupy protests against Wall Street as part of his platform strategy for re-election. And to help get his jobs bill passed, unfortunately for him, the protesters seem to be attracting some of the most controversial elements of society. According to theblaze.com, the American Nazi Party's head, Rocky Suheda, is endorsing the Occupy movement's efforts, saying that they share a common enemy, what he is calling, quote, Judeo-capitalist banksters. This past weekend in Detroit, a few hundred gathered at the landmark Spirit of Detroit Monument and walked to Circus Park off Woodward Avenue. RealCatholicTV.com was there with cameras rolling, and this is what one protester had to say about this movement in America and what he thinks they are hoping to achieve.
So we know that we're making an effect. We know that we're causing problems. Mayor Bloomberg was going to evict the Occupy Wall Street movement at 7 a.m. this morning, but because they marched to a restaurant that he was at right by Wall Street and stood out there, he actually has postponed it. So the fact that people are scared, the fact that the police are getting involved, and the fact that news organizations like Fox News are reporting on it mean that they're scared and that we are having an effect.
Gotcha. Okay, and one other quick question. Now, do you believe in God?
No, I'm a rabid atheist.
I got you. Okay, all right.
Obama says he plans on using the, quote, anger in the Occupy movement to target presidential candidate Mitt Romney, who was once a Wall Street trader and now wants to be a champion of the middle class. Ground Zero Mosque eviction. Developers of the mega mosque being built on Ground Zero are facing eviction because of back rent on the property needed to carry out their future expansion plans. Fox News reports Park 51, developers of the New York City real estate, were told by Con Ed, a utility company and the current owners of the property, to pay the $1.7 million they owe in back rent or get out. Con Ed raised the rent on their property around the time of sale in 2009 from almost $3,000 a month to almost $50,000 a month. And the mosque developers are suing because they say the rent is too high. A court order is keeping Con Ed from ending the lease and evicting the occupants. You can read the full story on our resource page by clicking the link right over here. Bishop indicted. The Bishop of Kansas City, Missouri is now the first American bishop to be indicted on criminal misdemeanor charges for failure to inform law enforcement of child abuse. According to CatholicCulture.org, Bishop Robert Finn reportedly waited 5 months after learning of child pornography found on the computer of Father Sean Radigan in December of 2010, though he is pleading not guilty. The Kansas City Star confirms Bishop Finn faces the maximum sentence of 1 year in prison and a $1,000 fine, while the diocese itself faces a fine of up to $5,000. The priest involved in the case, Father Radigan, is being tried separately. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Activists fund Gravel lawsuit. An organization that calls itself Catholic is assisting in fundraising efforts to support ex-homosexual hooker Father Raymond Gravel in his libel lawsuit against LifeSiteNews.com. You may remember Gravel has filed a pending lawsuit against the news organization, claiming that articles published by LifeSite exposing him as a pro-homosexual abortion activist led him to lose his position as the chief catechist in his diocese. The Canadian Catholic Organization for Development and Peace is trying to raise money for Gravel's legal battle, while under fire by the Canadian Catholic Conference of Bishops for supporting abortion activism in other countries. Father Gravel says if he wins the lawsuit, he will donate a significant amount of what he wins in damages to development and peace. Miscarriage of Judgement. Pregnant mothers told they may have miscarried their unborn child may want to get a second opinion, according to a study in the United Kingdom. Fox News reports Professor Tom Bourne of Imperial College in London led a study that reveals 400 viable pregnancies every year in the country are misclassified as miscarriages, leading mothers to abort their children from the womb without realizing they are killing their children. The mistake comes from routine mismeasurement of the gestational sac, which most doctors believe is directly related to miscarriage. The researchers of Bourne's project are calling for further research and improved medical guidelines to reduce the loss of the unborn. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael talks about restoring order. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.